So for this assignment, it's very similar to the mini golf, except it is a bit more difficult. You'll notice that here we have a purple dot that symbolizes the marbles, and then we have these 4 stars. And our objective here is to get the marbles to go through each of the stars. So if I click launch, success. Now you'll notice here that instead of the mini golf version where we were trying to have the ordered pairs, we actually have a line. Now in assignment 3.3 we learned about the equations of a line, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using that information to help us change where the line is. So you'll notice over here on the left side that we have our equation, and just like in our 3.3 assignment, we have the slope is first and then an x, and then we have the y-intercept is positive 1. So you'll notice here that the y-intercept is positive 1. Now if we click launch, the marbles will run down the line and not go through the stars. So what I want to do is I need to change something about the line. So if I look at the slope of the line and I look at the slope of the stars, they look very similar. So I'm not going to change the slope just yet. Now if I want to change the y-intercept, then I have to be changing this +1. So if I take my mouse or even a ruler and I put it on my screen through the stars, then it's going to come to around here. Now I have to think about what my y-intercept is here. So here is 0, here's -1, and here's -2. So I'm going to change that to -2. And now I'll click launch. Terrific. So we did it. Now you'll notice up here that there is 24 slides, and they are not all marble slides where you have to change the line. For example, right here, it's just giving you some information about how to reset. Okay. Now here would be another one that I'd be wanting to change. And you'll notice that the slope, this is very steep, my line, but this one is not as steep. So what I'm going to want to do is try to figure out what the slope of this line or these stars are. So maybe I'll think that there's a point right here and a point right there. So if I tried to find the slope of these 2 stars, my rise would be 1 and my run would be 2. So I would be changing this right here. So I take the 4 away. Now when I want to make a fraction on Desmos, what I'll do is I will go 1 divided by 2. So you'll see that it makes it for us. And then click launch. So here's the very last, or the second last thing that I'd like to show you. You'll notice on this screen it looks a bit different because the line only goes to a certain point. And then it stops. And you'll notice that in our equation, we've got this here. We've got these curly brackets and then an X arrow 4. Now this arrow means less than. So this is the line for all the numbers that are less than 4. So here is 4, and then it's all the numbers that are less than 4. 3, 2, 1, 0, and so forth. But you'll notice that I want this line to continue. So if I wanted it to continue to the 5, I could change it to 5. If I wanted it to change to the, let's say, 7, I would take it away and put a 7. So let's see here if it will roll down and go through the star. Success! So one of the other things that I want to show you let's see here, on number 14, for example, is what happens if I want to actually create a different line so that I have 2. Well, what I can do is I can actually click right over here, and then I'll create another line. So let's say that my line is, I'm going to find the slope of these stars. So if I go from this star to this star, the rise is 2 and the run is 1. So that's y equals 2 over 1 x. Now you'll notice what I did here is I actually ended up putting the x on the bottom. So I'm going to take that away, and I'm just going to click and press X. Now the problem here is that I want this graph, or this equation, to go over. So what I'm going to do is find out where the y-intercept of these stars will be. So if I follow this, the line of the stars, it's going to be around the 4 mark. So I'm going to go plus 4. And then click Launch. So you'll notice in this one that these stars are not in a line. So what you're going to have to do is come up with a couple or even more different equations of lines. You can put them on all of these spaces right here. So that's the end of this tutorial. For the assignment, you will have to complete all 24 slides. And don't forget to message your teacher to let them know that you have finished.